So we're going to dive into the reading now, and as I read, I will highlight some information that will help you answer the question. So feel free to pause the video so that you can highlight the information on your own paper as well. John Locke, a man with many hats. John Locke was born in England in 1632. And Locke considered becoming a minister, started his career as a doctor, but he ended up as a philosopher and a political scientist. He had many interests, and he produced a number of writings that influenced future leaders. One of those leaders was Thomas Jefferson, who helped America gain independence from Britain nearly 150 years after Locke was born. Jefferson studied Locke's writings, and Locke's ideas even show up in our own Constitution. I highlighted this section because I believe it will help each of you answer question number 1. According to the text, whom did John Locke influence? So which founding father was influenced by John Locke's writings? Natural rights. Locke imagined a set of natural rights that human beings share. These are the right to life, liberty, and property. I would highlight that section as well. Life refers to the fact that people want to live and will fight to survive. Liberty means that people want to be as free as possible to make their own decisions. Property represents the fact that people want to own things that help them survive, such as land, food, and tools. Locke believed that these rights aren't given to people, that people are born with them. So when you're born, everybody is supposed to be born with natural rights, according to John Locke, and that those rights are life, liberty, and property. Nobody gives them to you, and no one should be able to take them away from you, that you're born with them, and they should not be taken away. Question 2, name the 3 natural rights that John Locke believes every human being has. Write those on A, B, and C. And number 3, Locke believed that these rights were given to each human being at what time? Now there's a little mnemonic device, which is like a little memory tip that I teach my students, because we use his last name Locke, and we have to remember that he came up with the idea of natural rights. So this is what we think about. We turn the key to the right because John Locke is the rights guy. So you turn the key in the lock to the right because he is the rights guy. And we're using that word right and the word Locke because his last name is Locke. And you turn the key to the right because he is the rights guy. He's the one who came up with the idea of natural rights. Question number 4. The following quote is from the Declaration of Independence, which was written by Thomas Jefferson. And we just learned Thomas Jefferson, right, the author of the Declaration of Independence, one of the authors. He was inspired by John Locke, right? We just said that John Locke's ideas of natural rights is what inspired him. So as I read this, keep that in mind. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That is a quote from the Declaration of Independence. So I'm going to highlight a few things and just point out some words I want to make sure you understand. So the word self-evident means obvious. It's very clear, it's obvious, it's self-evident. The word endowed means given by their Creator, meaning God, and unalienable rights refers to rights that cannot be taken away. So if I reread that and explain what those words mean now, we hold these truths to be obvious. All men, all people are created equal, and that they were given certain rights by their Creator, these rights that cannot be taken away from them, rights such as life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Now, 2 of those words should sound very familiar because we just talked about it a moment ago. And then instead of property, he uses the word pursuit of happiness, right? So John Locke says you have 3 rights, life, liberty, property. And Thomas Jefferson, inspired by Locke, says that you have the rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So summarize the quote by putting it into your own words and then explain how the quote connects to John Locke, which is exactly what I just did, right? I took the quote, I kind of verbally explained it to you in my own words. I summarized it, and then I explained how it related to John Locke. And now it would be your turn to do that. So you're going to pause the video here, and you would explain that there.